Welcome back to Watch Me with Watches, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. I hope you like my videos because I aim to have a bit of fun, and this is the content of this video so you get an idea of what to expect. I hope to make it fun and interesting, and the watch in question for this video is mainly going to be about this one, the Pagani Design GMT. It's the latest new arrival from Pagani Design watches. If you're in the market for one of these, I hope this video is helpful, give you an insight whether you're going to make the purchase or not. I'm going to show you where to buy it, how to find it, and what to expect when your watch arrives if you do decide to go for it. And I'll also include some history and information about the original GMT made by Rolex and what makes them special, and how to use the GMT function, why it's really fun and interesting. So also in this video, I'm going to include information about the Pagani Design, the Submariner homage. I'm including this because this watch costs £63. And I want to see, have Pagani up their game, considering the GMT only cost me £79. So there's not much difference in price. Has the quality increased? You're going to have to check this video out, watch it all the way to the end, the bitter end, if you can make it, to see if it has or it hasn't. So, roll intro. So here it is, guys. Pagani Design PD 1662 GMT. Now, this part of the video is just running through the specs, size and weights, just so you've got an idea before you have it in your own hand what to expect. So I'm going to start with what it's made of, and that will be the bezel insert itself is ceramic, highly scratch resistant, beautifully finished. The glass is sapphire, as is the 2.5 times magnification Cyclops there. The case, the crown, the bracelet, clasp, everything else is made with 316L stainless steel. With a combination of brush finishing on top and a mixture of brushing and polishing on the bracelet and polishing on the side. This weighs 152 grams, which is a sweet spot for a sports watch. For my wrist size, which is 7 inches, and I'll show you what it looks like on my 7-inch wrist. It's a nice, decent size. The clasp is easy to open and close, and you have micro adjust on the inside to access, and you have to get to it by releasing this diver's extension or sweaty day extension, and in here you can then, quite fiddly though, change between 3 different settings for micro adjustment. Nice positive action with this. The links, which are removable, have screw links. So a small watchmaker screwdriver is what you need just to remove the links on this watch. It's a 40mm case size. So from there to there, width, the length 47, 52 including the points here to here of these fixed center links of these 20mm wide lugs, solid end links, very secure feeling, minimal wobble, excellent finishing. It's beautiful. It's 13mm thick, so it wears comfortably on the wrist, doesn't feel top heavy. Screw down crown. It's the Mingzhu DG 5833 GMT movement. Has hacking, hand winding, date complication, and you have the GMT adjustment. Excellent specification for what I paid, £79, and I'm going to show you how to find this exact watch a little bit later on in the video, and there are different colorways to choose from, so you're sport for choice. So I hope that's helpful for giving you an all-round overview of the materials used to make this watch, the movement, and the sizes and dimensions. So the exciting thing about this being a pilot watch is it doesn't look like a pilot watch. It looks like a dive watch with an extra hand and some weird numbers around the bezel that don't correlate with dive time. I like that because it's a quirky looking watch as pilot watches go, because pilot watches normally were traditionally looking like this, or they look like this, or slightly more contemporary, they look like this. So this doesn't look remotely like any of those other three I've shown you. And I like that. I kind of cheated on this bit, guys. I've got an article I found from Worn and Wound, so I can give them all the credit for this information. But I thought I'd share it with you because it is useful, and this is effectively referring to what GMT is, Greenwich Mean Time, and it will also, if you want to read the whole article, do check it out. You can see from this clip here how to find it. Then it talks a little bit more about the origins of the first GMT sort of watches that were in the marketplace. As you see, it's worth noting that Glycine unveiled the Airman in '53, and at that time the International Civil Time was GMT, but it was replaced by UTC in the '70s. But before that, Rolex gave their GMT watch, their new way of showing GMT, if you will, they gave their watches to Pan-American pilots. So it's a clever way of adding some prestige and some glamour to the brand by giving their watches to those people. Very clever marketing, and that's something they've always been very, very good at for pretty much their entire existence. I'm going to show you a tip of how to set the time up on this. So the time right now, it's nearly 9 o'clock in the evening. So I like to set this to Canada time. So Canada time at the moment is 1 p.m, so lunchtime. So I'll set the bezel back round to how I want it there at the 12 o'clock position. So I know that when it's 9 o'clock here, so I'll put it right out, 9 o'clock UK time, go back in one. I know that in Canada, the reason why I set Canada is that's where I've got a family, and it's a nice quick reminder of what time it is there. So when we do video calls and things, it's really easy. So bearing in mind 1 o'clock, I will need the GMT hand to be at 1300 because it's after lunchtime. So all I do is I go around to 1300, bang on. The reason why I'm doing it this way, the reason why I've gone forward in time a little bit to 9 o'clock is because this GMT hand, you can't jump it an hour and it doesn't perfectly set itself to say 9:30 or 9:45, things like that. You have to, if you set it bang on, 9 o'clock here is 1 o'clock lunchtime in Canada. What I've done is do it there. And when I come back out again to do the main hand time, I can, when I creep it back, you'll see that hand creeps back and forwards accordingly. So when I go forward to 10 o'clock, it's bang on 2 o'clock. So you can see why I've done it that way. So it will always align when it's on the hour. It will always be on the hour on your GMT hand. So I know now in the UK, it is 9:15. Go back to there. And there we go. It's almost going to be at 1 o'clock lunchtime in Canada. Hope that was clear enough for you. There are other ways you can use this bezel, etc. But I think the main way people are going to use this GMT hand is just for a second time zone. If you're on holiday or you have family elsewhere. Now what we're going to move on to now is the clip I'm going to bring up on the screen next will be a little guide on how to find this watch on AliExpress. I have no affiliate links with them, unfortunately, at the moment, guys. This is just me to help you find this watch, and you can see the price fluctuates ever so slightly. And currently, I think it was £77. I paid 79, so it moves a little bit. But do keep an eye out for sales. I got this watch within a week, which is incredible, all the way from China. So I'm very impressed with the speed of delivery from AliExpress. Pagani Design have always got good delivery times, I find, so that's another good thing to consider. So here's the clip to show you how to find this watch and the other options available. So it's really easy to find these watches, guys. Just go to AliExpress, go to New Arrivals. This is in the Pagani Design official store, and once it has loaded, you'll see at the very top the different colorways are available. I went for the blue and the black, but as you can see, it's all black, Pepsi or Coke. All these are the nicknames for the different colorways of the color of the bezel. Have fun and have a good look. So, likes and dislikes. This section of the video, I need to fly through this because I could waffle for so long about how much I like this watch. Some people have said it's an anticlimax. But I've kept my real sort of my expectations level with the fact it's less than £100 this watch. It's a GMT and it's a good looking watch. It's good looking because it has obviously plagiarized one of the best looking watches in my opinion that's ever been made. But we'll forgive it because I can't afford £15,000 Rolex. But I can afford an £80 Chinese made homage. So my likes are as follows. How it looks, the materials used, specification is excellent. The accuracy of the timepiece so far is really good. Quality control on this is exquisite. I can't find any imperfections that are remotely concerning. The lume is okay. I love the bright blue colour of the lume. I'll do a quick shot now. So it's a lovely icy blue colour. Normally you just get green on everything. It's nice to have blue, and it complements the blue colour of the ceramic on the bezel. So I was quite impressed. The only downside is it doesn't last for very long. So moving on, I like the fact that the feel of all the tactile aspects of this watch are very good. So the crown unscrews very smoothly. Hand winding is relatively smooth. Could be better, but it's not too bad. The other actions within the crown stem are very positive and easy to use for adjusting the time and the GMT and the date, etc. The bezel action, 60 click, is lovely and smooth. It's light. I do like that. Very positive. There's no back play. It has a nice sound. It's a good fidget toy for me, actually. I don't need to twiddle it, but I think you'll find you might end up doing that. I like the fact they've bothered to decorate the movement a little bit and have it on exhibition. That's nice. One slight negative is the spinny rotor, but you don't really notice it as much as you would on some other watches. I think because it's relatively thin at 13mm, it doesn't have a lot of hollow space in there to act as a percussive aspect to make that rotor wobble seem more obvious. So that's really good. It's comfortable, it's lightweight, it's good looking. I've covered that. And the negatives are really a few aspects with the dial. And that is, I don't really like the logo. I don't like the clustering of all the different fonts. Pagani Design, it's a combination of Pagani cars and Porsche design. I just don't think that's very cool. It's just a bit lazy. The logo doesn't make any sense. It's not unattractive, it just doesn't make sense. And other people have mentioned Japan movement. It's not a Japan movement, it's Chinese movement. But they use this in another model which does actually have a Japanese movement. They've cost-cutting is done with these very, very good value watches. They've reused a dial from another timepiece within the Pagani collection. So that's pretty much it. That's all I can really cover for you as what I've discovered. I would say you can't really go wrong with this because for the money, it's exceptional. It really is. I think you'll be blown away and you will enjoy it if you're okay with Chinese homage watches. And I'm totally okay with that because I'm not a watch snob. I've got an Oris, I've got a Satinas, but I've also got a 40 quid Cadison. I just love watches. So this brings us swiftly on to a few nice little shots I've made. I'm sorry it's not me flying an aeroplane or anything like that, but it's as best I could do is a few half-decent shots from my kitchen worktop, which is, considering the weather's a bit nasty at the moment, it's as best you're going to get for this video. So it's a pretty watch and it photographs well. Decent clasp. Here comes the lume. Very nice. Icy blue. Gorgeous. So, have Pagani Design up their game? I'm going to make this part short and sweet. The answer to that is yes. The reason why, this watch is £79. That's what I paid for it. This one I paid £75. You can get that even less now. And this one I paid £63. This is a 43mm Submariner homage. Yeah, I went for the Hulk green because I just love the green. Now, have they upped their game? Why I say up their game, I mean, have for just a small amount of extra money, say £15, can you get a brand new release from Pagani Design? Has there been much of an improvement with their quality control and their finishing? And the short answer is yes. I bought this watch and this watch at the same time. This has been out a while, and this one's a new release. So that made me think, let's see what the difference is between the two. Keep it simple. This has got a lot more noticeable little snags and snotty bits on it compared to this watch. I've barely found anything quality control related on this watch. Imperceptible, especially at this price point. This, without even unwrapping the plastic, I've noticed the following. Sloppy bezel, doesn't align. A snotty mark there, it's not been refined down when they manufactured the watch. There we are, get the focus to pick it up. Then the most alarming was on the clasp, on the bracelet, there's a little bit of metal sticking up there. Look, you can see how poor that finishing is on there. And I'm going to quickly take off my other one, draw a comparison. No sharp bits anywhere here. It's not buttery smooth by any means, but it doesn't have little splinters of metal sticking out. It's decent finish. Whereas this clasp, it's just poorly finished around here, and as you can see, a sharp bit sticking up there, and that's the difference. So to answer my own question, yeah, Pagani have upped their game, but that's me just comparing this latest release to two others which I own. And my dog agrees. So here we are, guys, at the conclusion of this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've tried to give you as much information as possible, and you can obviously jump back and forth to any bits that you found useful. And do let me know in the comment section if there's anything you do or don't like in my videos, which you do find useful or don't. And let me know so I can further grow and enhance the channel for everyone who's viewing. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do. And don't forget to like. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.